Hello, League members. I'm Dianna Wynn, President of the League of Women Voters of the United States. It is my honor to speak to you today about the state of our great organization. When I spoke to the membership at our national convention last year, I noted that our nation faces existential threats to democracy. And I said that in order to meet these challenges, we must build a league that is bigger, bolder, and more powerful. The way that we do that is by continuing to diversify our membership, taking bold action in defense of democracy, and leveraging our grassroots power. Following the 2024 election, we now have a better picture of the challenges that we may face, and the need for a bigger, bolder, more powerful League of Women Voters remains true. I want to be very clear about what we're talking about here. Attacks on voting rights, attacks on our core work of assisting voters, and attacks on our rights over our own bodies. The escalating threats that we've seen over recent years are culminating in the erosion of democracy and a rise in authoritarianism. As an organization on the front lines in the fight for democracy, we see these attacks for what they are, a concerted effort to undermine the will and the power of the American people. But I continue to have hope, because this organization has faced these kinds of challenges before. 70 years ago, in 1955, our National League president, Percy Maxim Lee, testified before Congress. Speaking out against Senator Joseph McCarthy's abuse of powers, she said, "I believe tolerance and respect for the opinions of others is being jeopardized by men and women whose instincts are worthily patriotic, but whose minds are apparently unwilling to accept the necessity for dissent within a democracy." She went on to say, "Self-government is an arduous business. It demands infinite intelligence and patience and devotion." During the McCarthy era, the League stood up and spoke out against authoritarianism, and we will act with that same boldness in 2025, because last year showed us just how much we can accomplish together. The League of Women Voters continues to be a national leader in voter registration and voter education. In 2024, we made over 40 million voter contacts, providing voters with the information and motivation to make their voices heard. Our award-winning election information platform, vote411.org, saw a record 9.3 million visits in 2024. That was a 50% increase from 2020. Vote411 covered more than 55,000 candidates in nearly 30,000 races last year. And for the first time, the site provided campaign finance information, which empowered voters to learn about the financial backers of federal candidates. And we're not only empowering voters with the information they need to make their voices heard, we're also protecting those voices in the courts. Last year, the League protected over 9 million voters through legal action in 53 lawsuits. And 2024 heard the League's voice ring loud in the halls of power. The League lobbied and advocated for the advancement of voting rights, fair and secure elections, women's rights, including reproductive rights and the Equal Rights Amendment, and for the abolishment of the Electoral College. In all, in 2024, League supporters sent over 111,000 messages to Congress and to the White House demanding action on these vital issues. Now, how's that for grassroots power? We also expanded our power by working in strategic coalitions, including the ERA Coalition to enshrine the Equal Rights Amendment into our Constitution, as well as the Declaration for American Democracy Coalition to advance federal voting rights protections, and the Leadership Conference on Civil and Human Rights to fight for equality for all. No single organization working alone can preserve democracy. So working with others who also care deeply about democracy is essential to fulfilling our mission. It's important to reflect on our accomplishments because it can be easy to forget all that we've achieved when so many challenges lie ahead of us. Reminding ourselves of all that we've done together tells us what we're capable of and inspires us as we move forward. The League is a powerful force that can accomplish great things, but at this moment in time, that's also what makes us a target for adversaries to democracy. One area of attack against the League will, I'm sure, be very familiar to many of you: challenges to our nonpartisanship. And these challenges are unlikely to go away anytime soon. In fact, we expect these attacks to increase and intensify. But you see, there's one thing those who accuse us always discount. The League has been practicing political nonpartisanship for over a century. We are experts in nonpartisanship. Our accusers are party loyalists who have their own agendas, and they villainize those they disagree with. 105 years ago, our League founders enshrined nonpartisanship into our bylaws. This is our foundational principle. It's what the League was built on. Our founders knew that there was power in a nonpartisan perspective, even as a political organization, especially as a political organization. The issues we champion, voting rights, civil rights, human rights, these should be nonpartisan issues for everyone. They're about ensuring that democracy lives up to its promise to be by the people, for the people, all the people, and not a tool to be wielded against the people. The American public has trust in the League because we are not beholden to any political party or to any politician. Our commitment is to the ideal of a more perfect democracy. Let's be very clear. Those who accuse us of partisanship do so in an effort to silence us, but we will not be silenced. Not as suffragists at Seneca Falls in 1848, not in state assemblies fighting for the 19th Amendment in 1920, not when defending democracy in Congress in 1955, and not today. We lean on both the achievements of and the lessons from our past to fuel our activism going forward, and we lean on each other. Even as our fight may look different from state to state and community to community, the power of the League's grassroots activism is in our collective commitment to our shared mission. That means none of us are doing this work alone. So when we're faced with hostility, derision, and dismissiveness, like women have faced whenever we demand to be heard, we take strength from the fact that our vision for a better world is shared by so many others. Because when you joined the League of Women Voters, you joined a nationwide alliance of activists. The coming challenges will demand much of us, but I believe with all my heart that the League of Women Voters is capable and ready to meet those challenges. It will take courage to boldly defend our values of democracy and equality for all. It will take collective action to stand together as one League while also embracing the diversity of our voices. And it will take hope. The kind of hope that, in the words of author and feminist Rebecca Solnit, is not a lottery ticket you can sit on the sofa and clutch feeling lucky. It's an axe you break down doors with in an emergency. I hope you will join me in embracing that kind of powerful hope. The American people are worth it. Our democracy is worth it. The state of our League is strong, it is resilient, and it is ready for what's ahead. Thank you for all that you do to empower voters and defend democracy.